I was wrong.
Good night, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Senate. I am, well, you're joined by both of your hosts because it's not only me. The gentleman on my right, I guess. Derek. Me and Derek here. What's going on? Derek, how you doing, man?
I am here, cool, buddy. I get you twice so that's the only thing.
You
But
getting me twice?
yeah, I got you on a loop.
So, all right, well, just introduce yourself. Tell the people where you can find your syndicate while I make sure that
Yeah, man.
everything's.
Derek Marshall here one more time. Happy to be here again. Uh, Ready to go. gsyndicate6.com, gsyndicate6 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the other social media. Everything is gsyndicate6. Um, we got a track coming out next Monday, so you can listen out and look out for that. So yeah, man. Good night, Mark. Good night, Ricardo Atkins in the host.
Yeah,
Got a
my
bro
Ricardo, we're going on. Mark,
ready.
we're going on. Yeah, so everything all right with you? You know we like to do a wellness check, make sure everything good. You had a good weekend.
Yeah, man. Nice weekend. Uh, Quiet weekend, but quiet is good in these times, I suppose. But
Uh,
yeah, feeling good. Can't complain.
yeah, man. All right. So I hanging in there myself. Today was a hell of a day in terms of um yeah. Today was drama when it comes to like one of my neighbors had something very bad happen to her in terms of somebody carrying money from her. What else happened today? Oh, my son, he got a blood shot, so he thought that his finger was about to drop off. So that was bedlam. But yeah, I hear, as you can see, I'm smartly attired because you know you want to feel good, you gotta dress sexy.
Yes,
So
true. It's true. It's true. You got it.
no, all right, let me go up the energy here a bit, Derek.
Yeah, they look at me
So
a little all set just now, so
what
I
we
had to
good
close the
now?
window. Yeah, let me go. Let me rock. Let me
Okay,
rock.
okay, good. So no, good night, ladies and gentlemen. For those who have joined the chat, I see we got 10 people watching. But no, you know how it is, my man. There every Monday, just try to gain information. He puts a Facebook status out there, and you guys take to it, respond. And I want to thank everybody for the comments. Definitely a better discourse this time in the comment section in terms of people stating their mind and remaining civil and respectful. Very interesting point of views from most people. So what we can do here now is I can let my man Derek just let everybody know what he put out there because y'all saw the title, but just let y'all know he can give you a bit more information what we talking about.
Yeah. This week the title was the question was as incendiary as it would normally be. Kind of. I found that last week the tempers and the passions were a little high, so I decided, let me just walk it back a little bit. But next week for sure, I intend to come hit in a little bit harder. So in recent times we had all these different challenges. I heard of the cucumber challenge, I had the pea challenge, there was the hanger challenge, the busset challenge, and then the last one we saw the other day was the silhouette challenge. We touched on it briefly last week, but this week I wanted to get into the question because when you're doing research and stuff like that, you come across things and you say, hey, this is a pretty interesting topic. So I asked the question: are women looking for respect or attention when they participate in these different challenges? And should their partner be allowed to be concerned slash comment negatively about their participation in these challenges? And
Mhm.
it wasn't as contentious an issue uh, this week, admittedly, and kind of intentionally so. We
You
had
can't you can't
comments
you can't go at them full tilt every week.
every week. You know what I mean? Interestingly enough, I found that a lot of the males again kind of stayed away from the topic. Well, at least publicly, because I did get the messages privately. I'll share what seemed to be the most applauded response that we got. And I won't share her name, but she said, I was not interested in the challenges. None of them spoke to me. Some of the ones you mentioned, I didn't even know about because I am at that stage in my life where my focus is a bit different to the new slash next fad. My focus is on me, personal growth, being the best me. We talk about that every week here. Expanding my knowledge, helping my community, building wealth, conquering my career, and having the most fruitful, engaging, supportive relationship with my king. So I missed a number of these challenges. Found that interesting, but we can come back to that part. I think that whatever a woman wants slash needs to do to feel and be empowered is her choice. If she wants to be naked on social media to feel empowered, then go for it, sis. What I am aware of is the fact that although the gender biased landscape is changing and there's more tolerance, more acceptance, and women have a greater voice, I just want sis to know that when she does it, that there could be some backlash. Job, partner, family, friends. As long as she's aware and is fine taking the risk of backlash, then go for it. I, for one, would like equality. Not only when it suits us overall, I want that women can freely express themselves. I want that women don't feel oppressed by their actions, sexuality, wants, or needs. I want that women can be respected as a person, as a human, regardless of if she's on social media naked or in a granny's robe. I want that our women and girls have the level of confidence, self-respect, and self-praise needed to do what they want and how they want. I want that our women and girls are not broken and suffering from self-esteem issues, lack of love, lack of empathy, and are fulfilling the need to be seen and loved with doing some of these challenges. But instead, that sis be whole and living in positivity. And if she wishes to do it, that it be supported for what it is, her choice. I don't have time for challenges, but a week for my sisters who need to do it out of a negative hole they need to fill. And I celebrate my sisters who do it in positivity and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was a lot
Mm-hmm.
to
I
unpack.
think, yeah. In my opinion, so I personally know one of the people that spoke, the person that was speaking about not being interested in challenges and stuff like that, and she's always been a level-headed woman. So let's unpack. Yeah,
Let's unpack.
let's
Let's
start. Let's start.
unpack.
So first things first. When I read your question, I saw and I'm actually surprised, and I commend you guys for not getting honest for it. Where it is now another man telling a woman what to do with her body. That is not what this is about. We are
Nope.
not telling a woman what she can and cannot do with her body. Because at the end of the day, if she wants to do whatever, that is fine. We are coming from the standpoint of if you like every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That is a law of physics. And we have to understand that if we put our stuff on social media, private or not private, it is going to get out there and people are going to manipulate it. And like people just buy. People, some of us are just creeps. Yeah. So we have to understand that there's a level of personal responsibility now. That's because I'm not even going into relationships yet. I think that based on your personal responsibility, your personal self worth and love, you should take it upon yourself to be discerning with what challenges you jump on or what challenges you don't jump on, and how that will, because social media, whether we are business or whether we are personal, private individuals, social media is really your brand. Yeah. Your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, this is your brand, whether you want to believe it or not. If you're a person that gets out there and you say incendiary stuff, people will say, well, like, look at Derek. And we saw that, I think it was last week, where a lot of people questioned you know, or looked at you a little differently because of the types of questions you keep putting out there. That is just par for the course. If you put out positive or negative or in between, people will associate you with that and figure that you personally are attached to that lifestyle or that trend or that behavior or that level of attention seeking. That is just what it is. Yeah. Having said that, I'm not saying that you should open your social media account only post you know the best versions of you, or well, that's what social media is. But you're not supposed to just post yourself looking like an upright citizen or whatever. Sure, you could let loose. I'm not saying you can't think. I'm just saying just know that if you put out whatever you put out there and people take it and run with it, it is a problem. Now, before we go on, I just want to share a quick story. when I was younger, I used to date a woman. She was the type of person back then we didn't have it. Matter of fact, back then it wasn't even a Facebook, it was high five. Just to show you
Jeez.
how just to show you for those of you watching wondering who's I see my mom Mark here in the thing. Mark, if you know it was high five, put some ones in chat. But yeah, high five. That's how long we talking. And I remember she was a very cantankerous person, and she would be the type of person to screenshot people's image or copy people's images and share them and talk bad about them or whatever. Yeah, not my proudest moment of dating someone. Um, yeah, Ricardo, I dated him myself. I mean, Dwayne, yeah, I dated myself. But yeah, the point is that even all the way back to the genesis of these social media platforms, the embryonic stages of these social media platforms, people have been using Facebook to do nefarious things. Taking screenshots, you could just hit print screen and information there. Yeah, you could copy and paste and do all sorts of crap. So things haven't changed, and men and women are guilty of it too. So I just want to say you have to be personally responsible to what for your brand, your personal brand, what you put out there. No, Derek, let's
Yeah,
talk
just
about it
before
from
we
the.
go on, Neil,
Go ahead.
with regard to that, we talk doing the same personal responsibility. A former practicing HR manager said they used to check profiles of prospective employees who apply for jobs. Um, with regard to that, now the person who responded, the young lady who responded, she said that there could be backlash from what you
Mm-hmm.
post. So it's okay to go on brand, right? That's kind of, branding is the catch thing now, the catchphrase these days. It's okay
Yep.
for you to go on brand and do what you want. But as you said at the top, Neil, every action equal and opposite reaction. You know what I mean? Everybody isn't cool with certain things, right? And I saw a thing, uh, a meme from Stefan Speaks earlier today, and he says
Mm-hmm.
that when you're in a relationship, you can't just do what you want. You got somebody else to consider. And let's not even look at the man woman one-to-one relationship. Look at the relationship you have with your friends, the relationship you have with your family and stuff like that. The relationship you would have with a prospective employer, you know. Um, you don't want to put something out there that could tarnish your reputation even before you get the opportunity to explore the relationship to its fullest. You wouldn't want to put something out that impacts, let's say, your earning capacity because um, you, I don't know, put out something that a little untoward, and then a prospective employer sees it and says, "Oh, I don't know if this is the person they want representing my company." Because at the end of the day, and you said it, it's your brand. So when you put out certain things, people look at that and say, you know what, this is who this person is. I often say to a lot of different people, social media is not a real place, right? Social media is not a real place. People put out their best lives on social media. They show you what they want you to see. And a lot of times it is people run with what they see. And you really have to be mindful of what you put out there for the public to consume. That www, World Wide Web, which means that it goes the world
Why?
over. It's
Yep.
worldwide. And guess what? It's a web. So it's connected. In the worldwide strand is a worldwide web. So everything interconnected. So you could put out, for instance, we have a very good friend. He's talk a role on social media and in person, right?
I
And some
already know who
stuff,
that is.
and so the stuff that he will put out on social media makes the rounds that comes back to him as if it was original content. And it's stuff that
Yep.
he originally put out, stuff that we hear
Mm-hmm.
on the basketball court every week. You know what I mean? And then you see it, and immediately when you see it, I know where this came from. But
Right.
he just put it up to have a laugh. But that stuff is going all over the place, end up on white collar crime and circle all the way back to him. So you got to be really mindful of what you put out. It's okay. It's okay for you to do what you want. Don't get it twisted. Everybody has the power of choice. Everybody is free to do what they like. And I want you to remember that the same way that you are free to do what you like, other people are free to do what they like. So, and like in Barbados, within the Barbadian context, we like to say a lot, man, nobody can hit me for talking out my mouth, for example. Right? That's something we like to say a lot. And you are free to talk out your mouth, as business would say. But guess what? Suppose what you say is offensive, and the person who's receiving what you're saying decides, you know what? You're free to talk out your mouth. I'm free to cuff you inside mouth.
Facts on facts. Facts. No. I see that live.
Yeah.
I've seen that live.
So people are free to do what they want. And the person decided, you know what, I ain't cuffing you mouth. He can get consequences for his actions. Your talking, your actions have consequences. You just got to deal with them. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of when you put it out there. It's out there. They really end up pulling it back.
There's no private, because a lot of people think that because you have your profile restricted, it can't be somehow be taken or seen by other people. So
yeah, because
I just want to make sure that people understand that. Yeah,
because we in the days now of screen recording and stuff like that, so stuff is never really gone. There's always a way to record stuff, save it, play it back, send it on to somebody else. So I encourage and implore people to be mindful of that and be cognizant of the people that you have around you who could possibly be impacted by the stuff that you put out. I asked the question. I think I tend to touch on it briefly last week. I will ask again for those who are in the chat or whatever. If your son, came up through life, made something in his life, and then he brings home his prospective wife, it turns out that she's on OnlyFans. People put it. No, she got to pay a power running. How are you as a parent gonna handle that stuff? So yeah, that's just me. I guess I may be old fashioned in that regard. I'm not saying that. Oh, and let me attack it from the other way too. Your partner is free to post what they want, because we can bring this all back to relationships, social media versus relationship. They're free to post what they want, and then it's your choice. You're free to decide how you're going to deal with it. That's putting it out there, If it's uncomfortable for you and you can't handle it, just walk. Just walk. You know what I mean?
I was wrong.